Never give up. Never give up. No matter how many laws you'll hear, and that your product doesn't fit. It's too novel. Insurance company won't let you leave for another day. They'll smash you. Um, it doesn't matter. You need to take your stand and to take your ideology, learn your lesson, forget about what you heard, and stay tuned with your with your startup adventure, and eventually you'll succeed.
Welcome to our series entitled the IAM Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. And today I am joined by none other than the co-founder and the CEO at Covary, Elad Bibi-Aviv. Hello, Elad.
Yeah, you managed to pronounce my name correctly. It's a success already. Yeah. Thank you, mate. Hey, thank you for having me.
Yes, it's our pleasure. And we'd love to hear from you the journey, your startup journey, your personal journey of the market and the product, of course. Okay, so let's get started.
Yeah, nowadays I'm running Covary, which is a co-sharing community platform for US freelancers with my co-founder, Elad, talented CTO. What we are basically doing is taking one of the most severe challenges that US freelancers are tackling nowadays, the inability to take paid leave due to cases of family and health issues. They just can't. They replace their 8 to 5 jobs with 24/7 jobs in which they cannot leave, even for maternity or pregnancy. To just keep their customers alive. And we actually came to them and asked them if they would like to have some income protection like Covary offers. And about 80% of them said, yes, we would like. And when we asked them if you have such an income protection in place nowadays, about 92% of them said no. So we haven't got it. We asked them, so if you want it, why don't you have one? And they're saying, no, I'm not connected to insurance. And insurance, from their perspective, is costly. It's not transparent. It's full of bureaucracy, and it just don't fit to the way of living of the sharing economy. And it was a weird finding. And after we had those conversations with about 5,000 participants in the US, we actually went to the insurance companies and asked them, why do you are not able or don't want to supply such a coverage to a large population? And they told us, listen, we cannot evaluate the risk. We don't know how to evaluate their models. We know how to handle W-2 employees. We know how to handle employees, but freelancer is something new to us. We don't know how to handle their 1090s and to see that their income was really what they're declared of. And we are pretty suspicious with them. And it correlated to the findings that we found with the freelancers, because they always told us when we are filing a claim to an insurance carrier, it takes too much time to pay us the money. Eventually, we don't get paid the full amount that we thought of. And the suspicion of the insurance company correlated to the finding with them. So this is why we created Covary at the end, which is a community sharing income protection solution that fits freelancers and fits their needs, on which each freelancer get a personalized protection with just few simple steps, and pays only when the community is in need and up to a certain threshold. So the next time we are we are in the mission of providing those freelancers the option. So on next time when he or she needs to leave for several days or for a long period due to sick child, pregnancy, adoption, or sick parent, the community will protect them and allow them to take that leave and to get a kind of replacement income. Uh, and we did it all with minimal bureaucracy, fast payments, and no 1090 forms. You don't have to prove to us that you made that income and you lost that income. No, it's fine with us. And you don't have to prove to us that that you lost day of jobs. It is fair with us just to see that you had the condition in order to be compensated. And also our business model is not like insurance companies. We are only paid when somebody of the community is paid out. So when there is no pay, no compensation to community member, Covary is not being compensated as well. So our motivate is to pay out and make our members satisfied with income, support their family, and not actually to have reserves and make our bank account happy.
Yes, true that, freelancers really have example when they go to the bank, they have to prove how much their income is. So they really have to pass a lot of documents. But your case, so they don't have to undergo that really difficult process. But how do they, or what evidence in order to get, the compensation or what the support that they need?
Yeah. They just need, we take their income declaration for granted. So if you tell me that you made 60K a year, it's fine with us. And we won't check against your actual 1090s. And for the cases or your family and you as a freelancer experience, we just need the clarification from your doctor or health provider saying that you have that condition. And you know immediately that each condition, like say pregnancy, it equals to getting birth, a new child or adopting one equals to 84 days of income. So we don't really need to see that you lost that income. Once you prove to us, you have a medical record saying that you got labor, 84 days will be paid.
Very interesting. And would love to know, like, how did this idea come about? Like, why do you have such passion to help freelancers? Are you a freelancer yourself? Or what's the genesis of Covary?
I'm self-employed for a long time, but it came to a family story. Personal experience. My father was self-employed for his entire life, from the age of 21 to the age of 52, when he got Alzheimer's disease. And when he got it, we, as a family, lost our income and left without income. And he was protected. He had great insurance policies with a great company. But when we came to ask for our compensation, they immediately argued for the amount of income that he earned 12 months before being diagnosed with Alzheimer. And they argued about several things that made us process the claim in 3 years. It was 3 long years. Only after 3 years we got compensated. So this is when we got, and by the way, it's not only 3 years. We had to take a lawyer that took 20% of the compensation eventually, and it was a mess. And this is when I came with the idea that insurance companies knows how to treat employees and workers and W-2 persons, but they don't really know how to treat freelancers, and freelancers has the power to set their own community and to set their own protection all together. without the necessity of insurance companies. And this is why we set Covary outside the traditional insurance field, and just making freelancers confident and protected. That's what we do.
Okay, like just think of how it can make it easy for freelancers.
Not just easy, it's less costly, and yeah, and allow them to take paid time leave. That's all.
Exactly. Like sometimes you feel, to insurance, well, I'm not generalizing, but sometimes you feel, okay, you're paying the managers or agents, those spots. So this is really cool. You don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
pay premium. Go ahead.
but when you actually pays out to the coverage the protection that we offer, when you actually paying out to an insurance company, let's say $100, out of the $100 you get back in on average along the policy 46. The rest of it, it's profit, operation, and regulation. So we minimize it 46 and then take our commission. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, you talked about Ohad. Yeah, your co-founder. So how was the experience building Covary with Ohad?
Yeah, Art is great. We know each other for about, I think, 3 years. And we have a defined, let's say, responsibility. So he's taking over tech and product, and I'm taking pretty much everything else, which is operation, legal, finance, marketing, business. And yeah, with Art, I did something that I haven't did with on former startups. That I had the courage to travel with him to a US roadshow, which is a kind of, it can be an issue if you're not getting along with your founder. It's like marriage, that you test, you test your marriage while going to a trip abroad, and it worked great. On several days, when I had to work, I just left him alone and sending a CTO to present in front of bankers, and it worked. So I realized that he's not just able to do product and tech, he's also able to run some crucial meetings, and I apply to investors, going to business partners. So far it's awesome.
Okay, both getting your skin in the game. Okay, so talk to us about the existing solution and how are you better? How are you different?
Yeah, we are not in a position to judge others, but existing competition to freelancers may exist in several states in the US as a sponsored state plans, and we have several carriers that are offering some similar products, but first of all, it's very complicated to register to those, and the conditions over there. You have at least 1 year waiting period. In our end, it's 3 months. It's very costly. You have to go on. All of those papers are tiring, and having an agent and a broker, and it's a mess. And in addition, eventually you are paying an insurance company and do not support your community. The second thing is that, in contrast to insurance companies and state sponsors plans, we are from the beginning built to freelancers and not to workers. So we put the freelancers on the center, and we are client-centric to make sure that the freelancer is being compensated and not that we are just taking the money. We are not paying for offices. We are pretty much, let's say, thin and a platform that runs itself, and we are not taking too much of a commission, just about 25%, which is now insurance companies takes more than 50, so we can offer it. The margin are low, and we can offer it with low cost. And our business model. I think this is the top difference between us and an insurance company, on which a freelancer is a kind of a pay-as-you-go plan. He is not required to pay unless there is a verified need of another member. So we are compensating our members, and unless our members are compensated, we are not being paid.
Mm.
So our interest is aligned with the freelancers and the cover, something that I'm not aware that someone else has ever done in the story of, let's say, insurance or insurtech.
Right.
So those are the main differences, and what make Covary so appealing and sexy to US customers.
That's right. That's right. I myself have never heard of that. Like, you don't pay premium. You just pay when there's a need, or there's another member that needs it. So yeah, this is really new.
It's kind of a participation that gives you coverage at the end of the road.
So you said freelancers in the US. So is this for right now, or only for freelancers in the US? Talk to us about your market.
Yeah, at the moment it's only US based. We can expand to other territories as well, but you need to. Everybody needs to understand that because we are not insurance and do not want to be, and worked on a completely different business model and on which members are committing to each other and to support each other financially. We need to get our kind of regulatory approval to act in each state in the US, and afterwards in each country that we will operate in. So in order to take every measure and to verify that we are in line with the regulation in the states that we are operating, we need to do it in advance. Right now we did it in New York, California, and Texas in the States. And we are slowly expanding to other states. We're in discussion with the Ohio regulator and other regulators as well. So our go-to-market is limited to the states that we are allowed to operate in at the moment and to US. And afterwards, we can expand to other territories as well. Our, let's say, go-to-market is very unique. Our go-to-market is based on the fact that we value communities. We believe in communities. We think that communities can take responsibility over something that others failed. The freelancers community can take responsibility over the federal or states that failed to protect them in case of income protection. They can take their destiny to their hands. So, for example, we built our product shoulder to shoulder with the Freelancers Union, which is the biggest freelancers community in the US, about 500,000 people. And they told us what freelancers want. They designed the protection plans. They made it all. So we are going to the end customers from their community, from their writers community, a content makers community, and this is the way that we are going to market. So basically, if you run a community or if you run a kind of a platform and want to set your own benefits community on which it will be branded like your website, it will look like something that you ran and you'll build it. You'll build with us the plans and design it to the needs of your community. Just contact us and we'll be happy to stay in touch.
Yeah, I hope a lot of freelancing communities can hear this out and reach out to you and chat with you about this. Yeah, very, very interesting for freelancers. You mentioned about regulations, privacy regulations or security. So would you talk to us about that?
Yeah, another thing, besides being regulated by the states that we're operating in, it's very important us to make our members safe and to do fully compliant with the privacy laws and security laws that exist in each state. This is why we are fully HIPAA and SOC 2 compliance, and want to make sure that we are not just protecting our members for income loss. We are also protecting their data and their sensitive data, and they can feel protected with us.
Do you have a customer story or something that someone who's tried your product and how did it impact them?
Yeah, we actually, I personally had, let's say, phone calls with more than 150 freelancers that experienced our products, and the team had more.
Hmm.
But yeah, most of the phone calls that I did was most of our clients are females, by the way.
Interesting.
67%, yeah, 67% of them are females. And as a freelancer, you want to kind of plan your pregnancy and get in labor.
That's why.
Yeah, and they do not find a proper solution that will make sure that their income will be protected after they're getting labor and want to stay for a few weeks, 6, 9, 12, 24 weeks with their child. So they were pretty excited. After having a discussion with them, we also added to the protection, to the paid family leave protection, several children diseases that make sure that the community can compensate them if, God forbid, knock on wood, something happened to the child and they are being forced to quit their freelancer job because they need to care for them. So this is one experience that a population that was excited. The other one is men, by the way, men, and men that needs to take care of their elder parents. We had several cases of men that need to take care for their parents going through to mostly cancer, by the way, and haven't got a solution. So we can give them a solution and make their income protected during that care. And the feedback is mostly great. We had several things that we need to correct, and we are still correcting it, and it's ongoing issue. But in general, the feedback is great till now.
Interesting, very interesting. And how many people are there now in Covary?
No, there are not many people in, about 2,000, and we are expanding. We haven't opened it to the wide audience. We will do it through the Freelancers Union on January, and afterwards we will expand to other unions and organizations that already signed. So we'll be, I guess we'll be pretty crowded on January and north of it, but yeah.
Exciting. Wow, exciting times for Covary, especially year 2022.
Yeah, 22 is a tense time. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. And yes, I've seen in your post, like, yes, the freelancing community is growing. Right? It's not ending soon. Yeah, it's like the future of work.
It's the future of work, and I think that when people are quitting their day job and turning into a freelancer, they do not think that they also lose the kind of the protection that they had as an employee. And this is where we are fitting in, because you are 20 plus or 30 plus years old. You don't really think about your family. You don't even realize that you had those covers when you were working as an employee, and then you are on yourself and need to figure out what to do. And this is why we started and done Covary.
And how many people are right now in the team, your team?
We're not too many. We are 9.
9, okay.
Yeah, only 9 people, mostly engineers. And the second part is the actuaries and data analysis that make sure that the risk models that we are applying will enable us to to generate and to pay out, although we are the first actuary and data system that allows you as a participant to pay afterwards and not pay in advance. So our job is to make a great product based on great data and to make sure the community can pay out to the persons in need.
Yeah. Elad, what are your major challenges?
Oh, there are a lot of challenges. This is the most challenging project that I have started with structuring a plan that fits freelancers, interviewing something in between 800 freelancers to what they want from us, actually structuring the plan. After structuring the plan, see that the community can sustain the pain and pay out, which is quite challenging. And our actuaries and data scientists are doing a great job on it, by the way. They are doing wonders. When I first came to insurance companies with this model, they told me it will never work, but it works. So it was one challenge. Regulation, pretty complicated to go to a director of insurance of a state and telling him, listen, insurance, it is not insurance. He knows to work with zebras. He knows to work with carriers and MGAs and all of those insurance tools. And you come with a different tool, and then he needs to think and to say, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Some director of insurance told me, listen, I know how to work with zebras. I know to identify zebras. You are not zebra, but what you are, I don't know. So it was a complicated thing, and our legal team at McDermott, Will and Emery did an awesome job. And along startup life, you are hearing a lot of no's, partners and reinsurers that do not want that think that the idea is funny and ridiculous. And it was some tough time hearing those no's. And when I think that the transformation of Covary was that understanding that we have a kind of a philosophy, ideology, that we hear the comments of others, we implement the justified comments and improve ourselves. But our ideology is that we cannot allow the standard insurance, one size fits all, that goes on all of the population at once. And saying that, the cover is good enough for me. It's fine with me. It is not adjusted to me, but it's good enough for me. And when you are having this ideology in mind, you just bypass on all of those difficulties and no's and develop into a great product.
Yes, there's no one size fits all. And wow, talk to us about your technology.
Yeah. There are two parts of the technology that we can emphasize on. One is a peer-to-peer. It's a member-to-member programs. So we need to drive the money, the participation funds paid from one member, from all members, let's say, and drive it directly to the member in need, which is not that easy nowadays, regulation and technology wise, but we built this infrastructure. And the second one is the risk and data models, which are first of a kind, that we can sustain and maintain a community that pays after a cause or event happened and still protect our members. It's not that easy. It's very sophisticated and the algorithms are quite complex, but I think this is the main technology that drives Covary forward.
Yeah, I remember Eyal asked you about how to detect fraud, right? Like, what if a member is just trying to get your money or something like that?
Fraud will exist. Okay, we cannot say that we can prevent fraud. We are taking measures and using claim processors, we call them the assessors, that actually insurance company uses to detect fraud and process claims. However, we are guiding them not to emphasize their effort on your income, declared income, verifying your income, and verify the events that happen. We emphasize on different levels to see that the event actually was not backed by, let's say, if you claim for cancer, we are telling them, okay, if the doctor says it's cancer, it's a cancer. However, look if he had the cancer 12 months before, so if he had the condition before joining in. So we emphasize our efforts on a different situation, so the claim processing will be faster, will be easier, and less bureaucracy, much less bureaucracy.
Right now, you have 2,000 freelancers using the service or trying it out, and you're getting feedback from them. So, how are you planning for the next year? What's the road ahead for you?
Yeah, I think for the next year, first of all, we need to evolve. We need to get feedback and adjust our plans to fit better, and we'll do it because it's a greenfield. So we need to operate in a greenfield and adjust. The second thing, we need to have around 25K, 30,000 people by the end of 2022, and to make our community bigger. And we need to do it through platforms and through communities. We won't do it as a B2C level and approaching one by one. It's just not our ideology, and it won't work. By the way, it will be costly, and then people will have to pay a large amount of money to participate. So we are making this shortcut and want to engage with more communities and platforms and to reach our goals by the end of 2022, and to expand to more states.
Okay. How about regulations?
Regulations, product, market, yeah.
We are definitely going to look forward to a lot of features and progress, development. Okay. You as an entrepreneur, okay. Yeah. First, I want to ask, like, if you're outside Covary, what are you and what are your passions?
Right now, I'm a family guy, so we don't have passions as a family guy. But underneath, I have two small children, so I need to basically to manage my time in between. It is an important thing for a father that travels a lot.
Yeah.
Travel a lot.
Like you just came from India, right?
Yeah, I've got from India, and 1 month ago I was in I were in the US, but in between, I'm pretty much, the desire is to raise my family. But beside that, I always liked, and informers startup as well, to have a kind of fintech with social mission. Social mission is important. It is important because we are not here just to have money. And no, it's not the purpose. I think that when you are doing something and building a company, you have to have a kind of ideology and social mission behind you, unless it won't work. So my desire at the moment is to give freelancers time off. That's all. That's what I want to achieve. If it will make money or not, it's not my issue at the moment. I just want to give them great product, time off, and making a kind of correction to my father experience. That's yeah.
Do you have any idea how many freelancers are there in the whole world?
Whoa, I haven't looked at the whole world. There are a lot.
That's the market.
Yeah, that's the market. Yeah, but it's quite challenging market because when most of the freelancers that are joining in are not from they are from countries, from Far East countries mostly, and they are not educated to write. They don't really know that the options of income protection exist. So it's quite challenging one. And after the US, we'll do some work over those countries because I think that it can be a great impact.
Yeah, wow, that's very interesting. Income protection education to all freelancers.
Yeah, kind of education. This is why we are going through communities, because the communities has the power to say to the freelancers, listen, this is something that you must have. And if we go one by one, it will be too tiring, too costly, and we want to fee.
That's right. Wow. So I think starting next year, a lot of freelancers can now take their time off work, or if somebody
Yeah.
is sick in the family, they can really take that time and take care of their loved ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the big goal.
Okay. How about your thoughts about InsurTech? What are your thoughts?
I'm not an insurance guy. I haven't worked in an insurance company, so I'm pretty fresh into the industry. And first of all, I think that the greatest thing that InsurTech does to insurance is getting fresh people in, people that haven't gone through the stages or the positions in an insurance company, that experience something else, and they bring fresh ideas, fresh methods into this heavy, old economy-based insurance company. So first of all, InsurTech is great because of that. So in addition, and this is part of Covary's vision, I personally and Covary, we see insurance company evolve and turning from the actual insurer or coverager to a service provider for communities and platforms. So communities and platforms can run their own P2P, peer-to-peer plans through platforms like Covary. And the insurance companies will be there in order to provide service, to check that claims has no fraud, to check that claims can be paid. But the communities and the platforms will set the guidelines. And this is how I see InsurTech. Insurance companies will always be there. They won't disappear. But the position will change along the time. It will take around 15 years, but it slowly will be there.
Okay. Well, time is very short, but I would love to know your biggest takeaway, or what is the lesson you have learned throughout this journey that you would like to leave our audience?
Never give up. Never give up. No matter how many laws you learn, you'll hear, and that your product doesn't fit. It's too novel. Insurance company won't let you leave for another day. They'll smash you. It doesn't matter. You need to take your stand and to take your ideology, learn your lesson, forget about what you've heard, and stay tuned with your startup venture, and eventually you'll succeed.
Just curious. So how do you deal with rejections? Like, okay, what do you literally do, or how do you manage? I mean, could you give me like 3 things you do just to manage that stress or of rejection?
I run.
Run. Okay. That's
3
a good
times
one.
a week. Yeah, 3 times a week, 10 kilometers. Not a month ago, 2 weeks ago, I had some pain in my knee, so I haven't run for a week, and it was off. So stress, yeah, I run. I keep, although we are isolated, blah, 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 COVID, I generally go out and want to walk in one room with my team members and share whatever we've gone through. That's the second thing. And the third one is a family. Family, if you are staying with your child and your wife, you forget things. It takes some time, just 15 minutes, it doesn't work. But if you'll throw your mobile and stay with your family, it makes your much.
You forget everything. Yeah, it's a totally different kind of distraction. Okay. Okay, well, so fill in the statement. This is the last one. I am Elad, your blank founder. How do you want to be known for as a founder?
Supportive founder. I think
Supportive.
I think that we support our members.
Yeah.
I support the team members of Covary, and I think that's money will come along.
Supporting your members, supporting also the freelancers, that big community of freelancers. Okay. Thank you very much, Elad. And it has been a pleasure to speak with you tonight. All the best to Covary.
Thank you. Thank you very much, May. It was greatly appreciated. Thank you.
This podcast is powered by IAMOps.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with IAMOps.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.iamops.io and get a DevOps team now. Make sure to check out www.iamops.io if you want to know more about us. Subscribe to our podcast so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you, and you have a great day.